Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I have started a personal DSA challenge where I'll be solving 5 problems per pattern, covering 180 problems in total. I'll be posting one video per day explaining my thought process from brute force to optimized approach. If you're new here, you can check out the previous videos to follow along. In today's video, we'll be working on non-overlapping intervals. So the problem states that we are given an array of intervals and our task is to remove the minimum number of intervals so that the remaining intervals do not overlap. So if you consider this example, 1 2 do not overlap with 2 3. Here 1 is the start time of the interval and 2 is the end time of the interval. So 1 and 2 do not overlap with 2 and 3. 2 and 3 do not overlap with 3 and 4, but 1 3 overlaps with 1 2 and 2 3. So that is why if you remove 1 3, then the rest of the intervals do not overlap. So since we have to remove 1 3, which is one interval, the output would be 1. And here if you consider this, if you remove all of them are same, so we need only one of them, so we need to remove the other two. And if you consider this 1 2 and 2 3, they do not overlap, so there is no need to remove any interval. That's why the output is 0. So now for the natural brute force thought, like we need to compare every interval with every other interval and count the number of overlaps. This fails because one interval can overlap with multiple intervals, like this 1 3 is overlapping with 1 2 and 2 3. So but removing one interval can fix multiple overlaps. So the brute force counts conflicts, but the problem asks for minimum removals. So let's move to the optimized approach. So let's ask a simple question to ourselves. When two intervals overlap, which one should I remove? The answer would be we will remove the interval with larger end time. Why? Because it might block more future intervals. Keeping the shorter interval gives more room later. So let's go to the optimized approach. Initially, let's sort our given intervals based on the end time. So arrays dot sort of intervals, and the logic would be for a comma b, we are sorting it based on end time, so a of 1 minus b of 1, because a of 0 is the start time and a of 1 is the end time. That is the reason we used a of 1 minus b of 1. And before this, the base condition is, just in case if the interval's length, the input itself is 0, no need to do all these checks, we will straight away return 0. So 0, then we will return 0. Now we need a variable to track the minimum number of removals, so let's call it removals and let's initialize it with 0. And let's take a variable called previous end, which is nothing but, initially let's consider it as the first end, first interval's end time. Now we will start from index 1 till the end of the given intervals. Now we will check if every start is less than previous end, then we need to we need to increment the removals. Otherwise we will update the previous end with the current end, and at the end we will return removals. Let's run the code. Sorry, it is accepted. Let's submit it. It is accepted. So if you consider this example, this is the input. If you sort based on end time, then this would become 1 2 2 3. So if you're based on the end time, then it would be sorted in this way. Now let's keep 1 comma 2 as the previous end. So in the previous end we will have, where is this? Yeah, we will have 2 because it is nothing but intervals of 0 of 1, which is intervals of 0 is 1 comma 2, and first index in this would be 2. So the previous end is 2. Now we will check if this is overlapping. See if this 1 comma 2 is overlapping with 2 comma 3. It is not, because 2 is equals to 2, but we are checking if it is less than 2. So since it is not overlapping, we will update the previous end with the next end, which is 3. And then again we will check if this is, but this 3 is greater than 1, which means it is overlapped. So we would remove this interval and we will increment removals to 1. And in the next iteration, 3 comma 4, 3 is equals to 3, so this will not overlap, so we will keep it as it is. And since that is the end of the iteration, we are not updating any previous end, so the output would be 1. So yeah, this is how we will solve these problems. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.